Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another online battle for Total War Warhammer. We are back with another custom map battle and this time we are at Karak, Ungor, and the dwarfs are trying to hold back this pretty large vampiric invasion as they're trying to send upon the enemy forces. We are also using some of the glory mods as well. All the mods we used as well as the map mod will all be in the description, so if you guys like what you see today and want to play it for yourself, then obviously you can find the mods in the description down below. So one of the things I actually really like about this map is it's not like completely massive, however it does definitely show some epicness within it. Like I love the lava falls. Obviously if we click play we can see the lava is just coming down and you get kind of the sound. The sound apparently is a little bit glitched. If I go over here you can kind of hear it whilst it's paused, but whilst we're playing that should be absolutely fine, and I'm sure the modder will fix that as well in a later version because obviously this is the first version of the map itself. So as I said, we do have a dwarven defense using the glory mod for the dwarfs and also the glory mod for the enemy vampires as well. So what we'll do is we'll look at the map really quickly. You know, as I said, it's not a huge map, but there's still a lot of really cool features in the map itself. So I love the way it feels as we look down all like across the lava. You can see kind of a lava lake down there in the south, and then obviously all the like buildings and stuff, how the dwarfs have really carved their kind of civilization into the mountain itself, which is really cool. I definitely love the look of this, and again I love how the lava just flows forward and how the dwarfs have kind of set up their defenses along here as well. It'd be so cool if you could actually use these crossbows right here, but unfortunately you can't. That'd just be a really nice feature if they ever added that. And again, just some really nice details. Again, all these bridges are usable as well, so sometimes you can get kind of in these battles feel like you're just kind of running across one bridge and there's just a couple choke points, but I love the way how these bridges are small, but there's loads of them, so there's several battles along all of these bridges, and hopefully that will help create a much more interesting battle in this engagement. So let's run through the army comps really quickly. I'll go ahead and stick the units up on your screen now so you guys can check them out for yourselves. So you have some organ guns set up. Obviously the dwarven artillery is going to be super important in this match for them to win. They are outnumbered, and I believe the enemy spent around about 10,000 gold more than them, so they're definitely going to need this artillery to really do some work, and organ guns are always the unit which does always step up when you need them to. I love this unit of Royal Guard. This is obviously part of the glory mod. These guys look sick right now. Look at that. These dwarfs are ready to fight hard and hopefully earn their name as the Royal Guard. The carving on their shields is really awesome. Then we have some of the Elder Slayers, I believe. Yeah, Elder Warriors right here. We have the White Dwarf leading the soldiers. Probably one of my favorite dwarven generals, I think. We have some more elders. We also have some Slayer pirates along with actually quite a few gyrocopters as well, which is surprising to see. We also have some quarrelers with firebolts. Oh, that's going to be interesting to see what they do, and more of them Iron Drakes along with some Iron Drake halberdiers. Wow, these dudes are pretty heavily armored with some more infantry. Obviously we've got lots more cannons and artillery. We've got a nice little goblobber right here hitting anyone coming across this bridge. So I imagine this bridge is, or these couple bridges are just going to be an absolute death trap. We also have a pretty interesting engagement over here where we have some vanguarding hex wraiths right here who are right behind this unit of iron breakers at the beginning of the battle. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of pan out in their engagements. And as we go back, we have some Grave Guard with great weapons. This is going to be making up the majority of the front line for all the forces of the vampire counts. They really have just some really strong heavy infantry. Quite a few of them with a lot of experience as well. Look how cool this Lord of Death looks as well. Holy crap, that is awesome. That looks really nice. Very nice models there from the Glory mod team. We also have a Soul Harvester and a whole bunch of Dragon Knights. Now, I didn't realize Dragon Knights had great swords, but I guess they do now. That's going to be painful. And we also have an engine right there with Cryptoras. So lots of cavalry and obviously a Terrorgeist over there. We make our way over to the second army. This army does kind of be more of the meat shield of the forces with lots of zombies. Quite a few of these vampire lords, and what the hell are these Crypt Warriors. These guys look insane. The Glory mod is pretty cool for sure. And obviously you've got lots of Calm Wraiths, which are armor piercing, so it's definitely a very strong unit. Finally, we have more of these Grave Guard with great weapons, more Hex or Calm Wraiths, along with another engine right there, some more Crypt Horrors, more infantry, and we also have some Vampire Fences over here. Okay, that's cool. A nice little unit there. And more Vampiric Knights, but these guys are dismounted, so they actually have some cooler swords and armor. That's like Manfred's armor right there. Yeah, these guys look pretty pretty cool. So let's get this battle started. What I want to see is how the battle starts with all this cavalry. Who kind of realizes that there's enemy infantry here. And by the looks of it, it's going to be these iron breakers. And they're going to get a pretty brutal fire from their satchel charges straight off the bat. Doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage to them. I guess obviously the Khan Wraiths, I think they only take, are these Khan Wraiths or the Hex Wraiths only take magic damage, I believe, or they take a lot more from magic damage. But at least the Iron Breakers have managed to scare these guys off. They're probably going to have to deploy some more infantry, which is exactly what they're going to be doing. A lot of the enemy forces are pouring across here, and I love the lava falls. Look how cool that looks as the lava is just dripping down into the lava lake, which is moving. Like, that's just a really nice feature in the map itself. Now, I did find out that apparently this is making it a little bit laggy because of the lava fall, but hopefully it won't be too bad in this battle. So that's a nice little move there from the Iron Breakers. They are going to have to worry about this right-hand side. As you can see, a lot of the cavalry is making their way around. By smart move by the Dwarven players is to move these gyrocopters over here. Because obviously the vampire counts don't have any way to deal with these apart from their own flyers. So because of that, they don't really have to worry about, you know, the security of their gyrocopters. The catapults from the artillery are going to start hitting away at these enemy vampire forces as they do push up, and this is going to be vital for the dwarfs if they want to win this battle, is if their artillery can hit the defenders and whittle down their HP as well as their dwarfs hold the line. But it looks a bit, yeah, there's a large amount of dwarfs being committed over here. However, it looks like this vampire count army has split itself in half and it's just going to move around this right flank, which means that these Slayer pirates, along with the infantry back here, are going to have to try and push these guys back effectively. Now, the gunners will do a great job at doing that. However, they're going to have to be very, very careful elsewhere, because if they get overwhelmed on that right flank, then that could be very, very deadly for the vampire counts, just to completely swoop directly around the back of the dwarven forces and just hit them in the rear. And if they can hit them in the rear, then that's just going to open up for the infantry to pour through these gates. So a lot of the artillery is currently just holding, getting ready to find its shots. I don't think we have any artillery in range apart from the Goblobber, which is obviously still shooting. The Goblin looks so cool as well. I'm actually going to pause it. I know I always pause this, but I mean, just look how cool these artillery shells are. Like, just got these night goblins just tied to them, and even in, like, whilst they're chained to the rocks, they still just look amazing. I definitely like the exciting kind of units in Warhammer. I think that's so cool. We're going to get another kind of squadron of gyrocopters being pushed up. There's actually a lot of them in this unit. There's 8 of them in that unit. Wow. That's pretty crazy. The Terrorgeist is not coming over, because if the Terrorgeist comes over, that's going to be deadly for these guys. But if they can just push forward, yeah, the Terrorgeist is the only flying unit. And obviously the Vampire Counts don't have any ranged units either. So the fact that these guys can just, you know, harass these entire front lines is going to be pretty brutal, because look at the explosions coming down already on these guys. That is, you know, hitting these guys down pretty hard. We do have a cavalry charge or a cryptorid charge off onto these Elder Warriors. Now, I'm not sure if these Elder Warriors are anti-large. They have charge defense against large foes, so that's going to give them a good advantage. And the Iron Drakes are just burning them, probably causing a lot more friendly fire damage. Actually, no. These guys are doing a great job at holding back the Cryptorids with the Iron Drakes in the back. And they are just burning them right now. This is good for them. This is really good for the Dwarfs. Already sending back 1 Cryptorid unit. That is extremely good. The Elder Warrior units are holding. We've got a Runesmith making his way over, ready to pop some buffs to his soldiers. Rune of Open Steel, Amber Rune of Negation. If they can kill these Cryptorids, they've almost killed 1 unit already. And if they can kill the other ones, that is just going to be huge for them. The Iron Breakers are throwing their satchels as the Lord of Death comes flying forward. And the Terrorgeist comes shooting right into the back, trying to harass these Quarrelers with firebolts. Yeah, what do the Quarrelers with firebolts look like? Is it just like the peasant archers, I wonder? But these guys are going to be able to start hitting the enemy pretty heavily. What do we have? Oh, we have a Winds of Death right here. And it does hit a lot of these Iron Breakers. Luckily, there's only 1 unit that got hit by the Winds of Death right there. And these guys are going to be able to turn around as the Elder Warriors or the Iron Drakes with halberds come round and fight the Vampire with the Death Law. And then the Terrorgeist comes flying in. I imagine these Iron Drakes want to go ahead and fight the Terrorgeist. as best they can. Oh, it's a Vampire Lord on a Terrorgeist, my mistake. But yeah, these guys want to try and secure the Quarrelers as best they can. The Iron Drakes are still, the Iron Breakers are still fighting the Graveguard with that Lord of Death right there, who's, again, just such a cool name. With that dude there, these guys are going to have to be careful. Like, they could very quickly find themselves being overwhelmed in this position, as we have a lot of these zombies being risen up, and we obviously have this, what is this guy called? Right here, the Soul Harvester. He's actually half health, so he seems to be struggling a little bit. The Cryptoras are pushing forward now with the support of the Graveguard. They've managed to overwhelm the position of these Elders. However, the Elders still have a bit of fight left in them. The Iron Drakes being sent to the ground is huge, but yeah, we do actually see a dead Vargeist right there. So I think the Iron Drakes and the Elders here definitely paid for themselves. They killed half a unit of Cryptoras, a Vargeist, and an entire unit of Cryptoras. That's pretty huge, and it's probably only because of this Mortis engine kind of breaking through the lines that they really did get overwhelmed there. So even though the Dwarfs here look like they're going to be struggling a little bit, I think they've still definitely got a great defense on that right hand side, especially now that all this artillery is probably just opening up on a lot of the positions over here. You can see the gyrocopters and the Quarrelers just have a perfect vision if they do focus down that left hand side. I think they're shooting right over here at the moment, trying to kill a lot of these guys. But I mean, yeah, look at the death from the artillery. So many dead zombies right now. Oh my god, there are so many dead zombies. But that's insane. What are these zombies dying from? I think they're just crumbling. Wow, what are the zombies dying from? I really don't know. The really good idea for the Vampire Counts, which is exactly what they should be doing, is sending them around this right side as well. Because there's actually no Dwarfs defending this right passage, so they could easily get through right now if they tried to push forward. So that's going to be interesting, again, to see what they're going to be doing. We again have the Vampire Lord moving in on their beasts, and obviously the General and his Terrorgeist charging down, I imagine going over here just to help finish this off. Because again, the runesmiths can be really, really potent. However, if you can surround them and catch them by themselves, they're just going to die so quickly, and then they're kind of just going to rout from the field of battle being on full health, which really does save yourself a lot of soldiers having to try and kill them. Now the Graveguard are here. These Ironbreakers are going to hold firm. Obviously, they are a regiment of renown, but they're going to be surrounded, and I imagine it's only going to be a matter of time until these guys do get pushed back. More reinforcements are on their way, so once the reinforcements turn up, these guys are going to slowly get grinded away. But as you guys know, Ironbreakers are not easily defeated. They are going to be able to kill a lot and take down a lot of enemies with them, obviously with the support of the halberds as well. But you imagine when these guys finally finish with these, they can just kind of really envelop this unit of Ironbreakers right there. The fighting on the main bridges has now erupted. We have the Crypt Warriors in there. Really, really cool looking unit. I like that a lot. And we also have the Black Coach as well, I believe this is. Yeah, the Black Coach making its way into the battle. We don't really get to see the Black Coach too much. Oh, awesome. The Royal Guards are up here with the Slayers. The fact that the Slayers are here are amazing. Oh, Cryptoras into the side of Royal Guard, though. That's going after the Quarrelers actually right now. I think that's a smart move. Getting rid of these Quarrelers is going to be very, very important to the battle if the Vampire Counts want to win it. But the Royal Guard are going to make their way in. I actually want to see what these guys are. They're armor-piercing and they're armor-piercing missiles, really? And melee experts. What missiles do they have? Probably throwing axes, maybe. The Slayers are fighting against a Graveguard along with the Royal Guard as well. There's just a lot of infantry left to come, and they also have a lot of cavalry over here. You can see the Dwarfs are starting to fall back to the inner layer, which I think is a smart move. There's no point for them to try and hold all these positions, especially when the enemy are overwhelming them from several positions. They should just fall back and kind of, look to the inner defenses and use their kind of their sturdy shield walls to push back the enemy. We do have the Vampire Graveguard with great weapons up here. I think the Royal Guard should be able to hold their own and win this fight. Probably going to take several casualties. Are they crumbling as well? Yeah, they're crumbling. Really? Why are the Vampire Counts just like falling to pieces right now? I guess they don't have any reinforcements. Maybe these Quarrelers really do inflict a lot of damage to them. Yeah, I guess these Quarrelers must really hurt the morale of the Vampire Counts. Because, yeah, you can see they're just routing from the battlefield now. And, yeah, they're just going to completely crumble, which is going to open up this flank. There's still lots of reinforcements left to come into the battle, but, I mean, it's looking pretty good for the Dwarfs, even though Balance of Power doesn't look that great. And I imagine the Vampire Lords chasing down these gyrocopters are going to be pretty big as well. Actually popping off a slowing spell, I think Soul Blight on these guys. And I think what they're going to have to do is reform up here, use the Quarrelers to hit the enemy. Oh, did they get a Baroose? Oh no, it's just one lonely Iron Drake still fighting. That's impressive. They're just going to form up here. The Corridors are going to be getting their shots off on the incoming Grave Guard. But I imagine as soon as the front line engages, the Terrorgeist, or the Vampire Lord on the Terrorgeist, is just going to come running down and just slaughter these guys to prevent any more missile fire coming off over the top of them. These Iron Drakes with halberds look really, really cool. I definitely like their headpiece. I think that looks amazing. And again, look how cool this map looks as well. Like, this is a truly awesome map as the Terrorgeist just comes flying down with the Vampire as well of Death. That's great. That does look amazing. I definitely love these custom maps. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as well. If you are, make sure to drop a like and a comment as we get the gyrocopters blowing up the flame cannons onto the Hex. The Calm Wraiths, yeah, these are Calm Wraiths, whereas the Hex Wraiths are the Cavalry. And you can see the Cavalry are just still holding their own now, not really kind of waiting to push forward, which I think is a really good idea. There's no reason for them to charge into this battle as they're probably about to charge. They should really wait until this flank has been overwhelmed and that all this infantry has to be committed elsewhere, because if they can break through this, have to kind of commit these guys elsewhere, then they're going to be able to come into a much softer target and just hit up a lot of the easier units. So if I was these guys, I would probably just sit back here and not charge. They do obviously have a flame cannon making its way up again, which is going to be pretty brutal. But this flame cannon is almost out of ammunition, so it only has a few more shots left on these guys. Granted, the Iron Drake halberdiers are still holding. Another flame right there. It was a pretty big hit onto the Grave Guard. It's just slowly whittling down the HP. The Calm Wraiths are going in, but Hex Wraiths are actually going in, and the Slayer Pirates are going to be volleying off with their rifles and then trying to retreat as the Hammerers make their way up. I don't think Hammerers are probably going to be the best target to fight here. But yeah, by the looks of it, they're going to be retreating back, trying to go around the flanks and harassing these guys, using their mobility to their advantage, which is pretty smart. We have the Dragonback Slayers just charging in. Look at these bad boys go. But if they're not careful, they're going to have to go and get... They actually got a really nice charge there, but the Blood Knights should just smash right into the side of these guys. I think they're just trying to run interference here and just try and cause as much damage around the back lines, which is a very smart move, completely sending all these units around and hitting these flame cannons. But I'm not sure if a flame cannon... I guess killing a flame cannon with this much ammunition is probably going to be smart. And yeah, but these Hex Wraiths are going to get a charge off onto a flame cannon, but they're probably going to rout very, very soon. So the flame cannon is probably going to be operational again very, very soon. Yeah, you can see these guys are starting to crumble. More of the infantry lines have been pushed up here. This unit of Longbeards is actually surrounded by skeleton warriors and grave guard, so that's pretty scary for them. They've obviously moved up here and then just been absolutely enveloped by Raised Dead, which has not been their fan right there. And this flank is starting to look a bit shaky for them as well. They're definitely running out of soldiers. This Lord of Death, again, we're going to get a nice little close-up of him, is definitely racking up a lot of kills. And the flank right here is fine, but, you know, they can only commit so many more men here. And I imagine a lot of the infantry and the terror guys, once these guys get stuck in back here, like, this is what I'm saying. If they just waited for all these soldiers to come in and all these grave guards to start pushing in, you know, raising the dead and stuff like that, a lot of the units on this right-hand side are going to have to be committed over here. And then that's when the cavalry can just pour in through the gaps and really start causing, like, a harassment. Oh, the engine actually just went down right there. That is great news for the dwarfs. That's going to stop any regeneration buffs which the vampire counts had going on this flank. We do still have a Vampire Lord, and the zombies aren't really just... They're just like tickling the Iron Drakes, or the Iron Breakers right now. I can't imagine their sword would be able to pierce this, as the Crypt Horrors are just throwing around these dwarfs like they just don't even matter. That's pretty cool. There's a few gyrocopters still left remaining. However, I imagine they're going to be going down very, very soon. Yeah, this cavalry should pour in any second now when these units have to reform. Because the dwarfs are definitely losing out on men. They're having to commit the last of their royal guard right here. That looks amazing. Look how cool that looks. They have Longbeards surrounded right here, and royal... Oh, what's this unit called? There's a special unit here. There's Longbeards, and then there's... Oh, these are the Quarrelers of Firebolts. It's just because of their mask. They looked a bit weird. Yeah, these guys are surrounded now. That looks awesome. And there's still a lot of reinforcements left to send. I don't know if they think they could... Maybe this is glitched out and they can't make through this left pass. Because if they could, that would really hurt out the dwarfs. I guess it is. I don't know. Maybe it is broken. I really don't know. Oh, Winds of Death. That was a brutal Winds of Death right there. It's a shame we missed it. Literally just tearing. That was a really nice move by the Vampire Counts, tearing through all these units. That's why the Dwarfs don't want to spread their units up like this. They do still have some Slayers and Royal Guard here, obviously, but they have to be very, very careful. They are losing men pretty quickly. Luckily, they managed to push back the enemy here, committing a unit of Elder Warriors who are going to be fighting the Lord of Death and then the rest of the Grave Guard as they do make their way forward. These Grave Guard only have silver experience, but something I found in Warhammer is a lot of these units do really well with experience. Like, you can even make Bretonian infantry pretty good if you give them like silver chevrons, and it doesn't even cost that much more, but it definitely does help boost up their stats and make them that little bit better. This Lord of Death is just slicing through these Dwarfs right now. The Dowie are going to be hard-pressed to keep these guys back. And obviously, how healthy is the Terrorgeist? The Terrorgeist is pretty low, so they're going to have to be very careful whenever they want to use them. I think really here it's up to the Lord of Death to break through and allow the Grave Guard to keep on pushing. Because again, the Dwarves are having to hold a lot of infantry here. If I was these Grave Guard, if I was this Blood Knight unit, I would charge just directly into the Slayers. And I think that's exactly what his plan is right now. And that's going to send so many... Maybe not. Do the Slayers have charge defense against large? And I guess cavalry is counting as large. They don't. They're anti-large, but they should have just got run down right now. The Blood Knights are going to be pushing forward through the line, but I don't think this is a good idea. I think they should hit and run, because look at the morale. And the thing with the Vampire Counts is once they lose their morale, they really just start to crumble and they're useless. Like, I don't think these Flame Cannons are that much of an issue right now. Maybe they were in this battle, but you're losing two really expensive units here for not much gain. And that's a risky move right there, and I'm not sure if it's going to pay off for them. It's going to be scary on this left flank now once these guys start committing the rest of their forces. We still have a back and forth on the bridge itself as the great... Oh, these are the Vampire Lords or dismounted... What are they called? The Vampire Knights dismounted, yeah, and some Skeleton Warriors raised directly up on the Longbeards. The Longbeards are going to, not long for this world, but they're going to get surrounded and killed. I'm very proud of them, though, for standing this long and holding the line. Definitely an admirable job. And the cannons are still shooting. Like, these organ guns are still racking up a lot of kills on this lines. I think they're ripping through the Skeleton Warriors right now. So, even though these guys are... Oh, my God, the Dwarfs are pushed out here. Nice. Very true. All magic users are Waziks. Very, very true. As they just charge forward. This is impressive. The Dwarfs are like rallying out. Maybe they want to try and get around this flank or something. Hit the enemy general. The Vampire Lord could be a great idea. And I think, yeah, by the looks of it, a lot of the infantry, all the cavalry have kind of just run away here, leaving the Dwarfs just to really do a lot of damage. These Slayer Pirates now can just open up on the Vampire Lord and start whittling him down. And they have to be very careful, because if they want to commit to this fight, like, I imagine these Slayers are immediately going to jump in to fight them, but they are going to, or not. If I was him, I would just run to the other side of the battle and start helping out elsewhere. There's one more volley and that Vampire Lord is down. The artillery is coming in as well from the flame cannons. They're still getting some pretty nice shots off here. Not too much friendly fire either, because we only have a Thane here who is kind of almost holding back the entirety of the enemy forces. Another huge hit there from the flame cannon, and that's just going to crumble a large portion of these Grave Guard. Balance of power is slowly going into the Dwarven favour, but I think they still have a lot of cavalry left. If they can keep this general alive and start using it elsewhere, that's going to be great. Oh my God, are these Slayer Pirates going to get a shot off? Or not. If these Slayer Pirates can get a shot off here, that's going to be huge. Killing this Lord is just going to crumble that entire right-hand side. They're moving. They're not even moving up. Yeah, the Vampire Lord's just going to fall back. So that was a really nice charge in there by the Terrorgeist, hitting their forces, and all these soldiers are still pushing on. They obviously have a lot of raised dead left as well, I would imagine, because I haven't seen them use it too much. They obviously used it a lot on this right flank, but I think they still have a lot of raised dead still remaining. So because of that, the Vampire Counts are definitely not out of this battle yet. They have to get through some pretty sturdy units as more organ guns just come flying in. The organ guns are such a deadly unit in this engagement. They really are. But have they? Yeah, the Dwarfs actually managed to win on this right flank, so they've almost managed to clean up 2 flanks right now. And they can retreat back all of this. Like, I definitely feel like the Vampire Counts should have just waited for their cavalry until they push forward here. But again, we did just see, like, I am probably wrong here, because we saw how much damage them flame cannons actually did to the front line there. So I guess it makes sense, they wanted to go all or nothing to try and kill them. But, you know, maybe they could have held off a little bit longer. Maybe push for cavalry elsewhere, tries to charge through these gaps or something, could have been a good idea. But I guess we'll never know, as this Lord of Death just kills the rest of his Royal Guard as they flee back. There's still a few more reinforcements just out here to try and slot the reinforcements. The Terrorgeist is out here as well. Now this is a smart move from the Terrorgeist, because there's not a lot to kill him. As I say that, there's more Slayer Pirates making their way forward. As the Vampire Knights continue to fight the Quarrelers. They should be doing a good job against the Quarrelers. And I think the main job of these Quarrelers is just to slow up the enemy advance right now and try and use that to their advantage and just kind of, you know, get their forces in the right position, because it's definitely their battle to lose right now, the Dwarfs. And as I mentioned, they still have a pretty sturdy reinforcement line. Like, if I was Vampire Counts right now, I would want... I guess this bridge is broken, that's why they're not using it. But, like, I would just spread out my entire army and try and just hit the enemy, because there's quite a few generals left remaining for the Vampire Counts. So I would try and attack from, like, 3 different ways and try and use that to push back the enemy and stretch their forces. Because once the Dwarfs, the thing is, the Dwarfs, once they're consolidated, they're really, really good. You know, if they're in a small, tightly knitted area, they're going to do plenty of damage. However, if you spread them out, gaps start to appear in the Dwarven shield wall, and they definitely struggle to kind of deal with the mobility. But these battles like this, where they've just got the enemy tied down, their artillery can shoot, their reinforcements can form up into a decent position, like, that's just what the Dwarfs, like, really, really do want to happen. Especially with the organ guns back there, just tearing apart the lines. You can see all these Dwarven warriors are just marching. These AP Guard have barely done anything this battle. Or the Peak Gate Guard, sorry. Really nice hammers on these units. They're a spectacular looking unit. They also got Slayers as well by their side as the rest of the reinforcements come up. And it looks like Ungor, Grimgor, Ungor, am I going to get it right eventually? What is it even called? I can't believe, yeah, Ungrim, sorry. I completely just drew a mind blank there. He's going to be running out with his unit of giant Slayers right now. Really, really cool unit of like 4 Slayers. And these guys are going to be charging out with Ungrim behind them. And they're going to be looking to get some kills on these guys. I mean, there's not a lot of enemies back here, and they're really just trying to hold back. I'm really confused why these guys aren't just committing everything into this fight. I mean, they are getting the Dwarfs to kind of come out of their defensive position, but even still, like, that's a risk they're having to take right now. Because I definitely don't think they're going to push forward with this. They've got an entire unit of Slayers here. The cavalry is trying to make a push, which is something I think they should have done earlier. But having these guys come up now is definitely a good idea. Just trying to use their cavalry, their heavier units, just to try and break through these guys. We saw how deadly it is for these units to try and just run directly forward. They definitely do struggle to do that. And the Slayers are just eating these guys for breakfast right now. With the Royal Guard by their side, this is just not going to break. They need to be using this mobility. Like, they have another unit of these Hex Race or these Calm Race right now. And these 2 units just in reserve. They just need to commit everything, because they're just going to end up crumbling before the battle is even over. The Giant Slayers are fighting the Lord of Death and the Black Coach right now. Is Ungrim coming in as well? Yeah, Ungrim is still on the field here. And he's going to be doing a nice job at dueling these guys. I think all these Dwarfs are like melee experts right now. They also have some Quarrelers. 12 Quarrelers are rallying to Ungrim, trying to help them. I think the Quarrelers should literally just stay out of this engagement, because they're just going to die. Whereas, you know, them being here is not going to help out too much. They should just sit back and let the big boys fight. One Lord of Death is already down, I believe, and the Giant Slayers, with the support of Ungrim and the Quarrelers, who I guess are helping, are going to just finish this battle off. I think the Thane is going to be fighting the last of him, and I think is Ungrim low? Yeah, Ungrim's really low. That's why he's being kept out. These guys should just be committed down this flank and just to hit Ungrim, try and kill him, try and break the Dwarfs. Because again, I guess there's a lot of strength still left in the Dwarfs. They still have, you know, 2 fresh units back here of Royal Guard, and obviously this unit of Peak Gate Guard as well, or Hammerers. They are finally being committed now, which I think is a smart move to commit these guys. Or are they? Are they being committed to this one one pathway, which is exactly what they are. So many dead laying on the ground in this bridge as well. I love that Winds of Death just rip through the lines. Yeah, these guys are going to be forming up here, and they're getting charged into the side by the boys who are just coming in slowly but surely. I think these undead don't know what's about to hit them. Look at the group, just Ungrims, Giant Slayers, the Thane, and the Crawlers are in quick pursuit as well. I hope these Grave Guard turn around and get a charge off from these guys, because they'll be able to do a lot of damage. They don't, and the Slayers come flying in right now. However, we do have one of the Vampire Lords charging enough to Ungrim, and it's going to be a fight to the death right now, because Ungrim is really low. But even if Ungrim goes down, he gets that killing blow move, and he's actually going to rout the enemy Vampire Lord, which is great. Sending him from the field is huge, and if he gets his charge off, which he does, but it just about misses by the looks of it, the enemy general is going to run away. But he's going to be chased down. His morale's almost completely gone as well. He does have a lot less leadership right now. Is he gone? Is he routed? I think he's just falling back now. Yeah, he's still just about alive, and there's no missiles for the dwarfs to use. And yeah, this Graveguard unit is getting destroyed by the Giant Slayers. That is huge. Just whatever's left from these units are pouring out now. We've got a few units of Royal Guard now, just continuing to surround this. Ungrim has to be very careful in this battle. One strike will kill him. And yeah, the Vampire Lord just crumbled to death. Oh my god, that's insane. He just died. I'm not sure what, if missiles hit him or what, but there we have it. I think that's going to be it for the rest of these Vampire units. They're just going to crumble. Yeah, you can see the Dwarfs are definitely going to win. So if you guys want to see how many men these guys kill, then make sure to stick around till the end of the battle. The last of the Comrades are coming after Ungrim. Maybe like a moral victory. They can kill Ungrim this day, even though they lose the battle. They managed to kill a Slayer King, which is no small feat, that is for sure. That is very true, you brave, brave dwarfs. Ungrim is like charging around the back. There's nowhere for him really to go. And there you go. He's been slain on the battlefield. Yeah, there he's been slain. So Ungrim has gone down this day. However, it's going to still be a victory for the rest of the dwarf. They have a lot of reinforcements left. These Slayer pirates are just ramming in so many shots into the side of these vampire dismounted lords. Vampire fences are charging these guys down, but you can just see the blood racking up on these. Are they actually going to be able to manage to make it through, or are they just all going to die? They're all going to go down. A few of them made it forward. 3 of them managed to make it up, but I think they're going to die very, very quickly. The Slayer pirates pull out their axes. Oh, these vampire fences are pretty good. But then we just have all of these reinforcements making their way forward. The Peak Gate Guard are charging in against these vampires, and that's just going to be it, I believe. They're just going to crumble, and the battle is going to be won by the Dowie. Glorious, glorious battle there to behold. Very, very fun. If you guys enjoy this, make sure to hit a like and a comment down below, because I would love to do more battles like this. And this was actually done on my Discord as well. So if you guys want to be a part of these battles in the future, then make sure to join my Discord down below. We can see straight off the bat, the Longbeard's doing really, really good. And these Crawlers with fireballs just seem to do so much damage, along with a flame cannon. So yeah, looking at this flame cannon, I guess it was a good idea to try and push forward with some of the Blood Knights. I just feel like it's just such a waste. We're using them Blood Knights like that. But I guess it's kind of a necessity, because both of these guys racked up 268 kills. The Royal Guard getting 215, the Dragon Slayers getting 132, which is not bad considering there's only 4 of them. We look at the enemy forces, we can see the Grave Guard doing okay. This army did get hit up pretty hard, and only the Vampire Knights doing really a lot of damage in this army. We look at the other army, we can see that this Vampire Lord getting 56 kills, which is not bad. Yeah, the Dragon Knights just really didn't do that much in the battle. This Cryptor though did do great, and this unit of the Lord of Death doing a pretty nice job as well. Yeah, these 2 Lord of Deaths doing a great job, and this actually the Black Coach getting 126 kills, which is very, very nice. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, drop a like and a comment, and also let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.